It was 2 days before the Passover and the festival of unleavened bread. Jesus knew that his time had come to leave this world and go to the Father. Having loved his own who were in the world, he loved them fully. Jesus was at Bethany visiting the house of Simon. During dinner, a woman came with a vase made of alabaster containing very expensive perfume of nard. She broke open the vase and poured the perfume on his head. Some grew angry and they scolded her. Jesus said to leave her alone, that she had done a good thing for him. She has done what she could. She has anointed his body ahead of time for his burial. What she has done will be told in memory of her.
The chief priests and legal experts, through cunning tricks, were searching for a way to arrest Jesus and kill him. But they agreed that it shouldn't happen during the festival, otherwise there would be an uproar among the people. Judas Iscariot, one of the 12, went to the chief priests to give Jesus up to them. When they heard it, they were delighted and promised to give him money. So he started looking for an opportunity to turn him in.
On the first day of the festival of unleavened bread, when the Passover lamb was sacrificed, the disciples asked Jesus where they should prepare the Passover meal. Jesus sent 2 of his disciples into the city to meet a man carrying a water jar. Following him to a house, they asked the owner for his guest room. Then they prepared the Passover meal. That evening, Jesus arrived with the 12. During the meal, Jesus said that one of them would betray him. Deeply saddened, they asked Jesus one by one if it was them. Jesus, the human one, goes to his death just as it is written about him. But how terrible is it for that person who betrays the human one? It would have been better for him if he had never been born. Jesus knew the Father had given everything into his hands and that he had come from God and was returning to God. So he got up from the table and took off his robes. Picking up a linen towel, he tied it around his waist. Then he poured water into a waistbin and began to wash the disciples' feet. Drying them with the towel he was wearing. After Jesus washed the disciples' feet, he put on his robes and returned to his place at the table. While they were eating, Jesus took bread, blessed it, broke it, and gave it to them, and said, "Take, this is my body." Jesus took a cup, gave thanks, and gave it to them, and they all drank from it, and said, "This is my blood of covenant, which is poured out for many." Jesus gave them a new commandment: love each other, just as he loved them. They also must love each other. This is how everyone will know that they are Jesus' disciples. After singing songs of praise, they went out to the Mount of Olives.
Jesus and his disciples came to a place called